And me being in the space of like coaching and you know, chopping up with the fellas, all I get from my fellas is the frustrations.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not being understood. The frustrations of trying and not being validated.
Sure.
The frustrations of wanting to do the right things and you getting like railroaded.
Right.
And that disconnect that you're constantly trying to connect and being worn out by. You feel me? What Boy Man King is out to do as a mission is create a rites of passage between the boy and the man, between the father and the son, between the man and his household, between the man and his family, between the man and his marriage. Hey, what's up, family? It's your boy, Coach Crump.
Hey, your boy, Chizzy. We're in the building about to do this Boy Man King podcast, man. Let's get this, man.
Hey, listen, man. I'm super excited, man. It's our first ever episode, and thank you guys for joining us. And this is about to be a movement, man. The Boy Man King podcast is talking about the journey continues as a man, and we're highlighting the rites of passage and the things that men learn along the way, and you get to come with inside of our minds, inside of our hearts, and learn the sauce. So, Chizzy, man, how you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm glad. I'm excited, ready to get this started, man. The Boy Man King podcast, the journey continues. You already know.
Man, it's official. It's official like a referee's whistle, man. And listen, I'm like overwhelmed, man, because, you know, it's one of those things where you talk about something, you talk about you're going to do something, and we're getting it done, man. And shout out to the team, man. Shout out to my boy PJ holding it down.
Jake,
you know what I'm saying?
That production team is
shout
amazing,
out to Jake,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Jake the Great.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know, so we're just excited, man. My wife is going to grab us some lunch, and we're just getting started, man. This is only literally the beginning, bro. Man. And so, yeah, man, let's just kind of talk about why. You know, why Boy Man King podcast. This is simply a conversation that has to be had.
Sure.
You know,
long overdue.
Long overdue, man. I was sharing with the team. You know, me and my wife, we've been together 20 years.
Right.
We just had like an emotional, I wouldn't say intellectual, but connected to the emotions for understanding of where we are, but also what we've been dealing with up until this point. Literally this year. Literally the last 8-9 months.
Wow.
Like we had some frank conversations about topics that we never been frank about. We had some frank conversations about emotions that we never been frank about.
Yeah.
And what it did was it was a release, bro.
Sure.
And me being in the space of like coaching and you know, chopping up with the fellas, all I get from my fellas is the frustrations.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not being understood. The frustrations of trying and not being validated.
Sure.
The frustrations of wanting to do the right things and you getting like railroaded.
Right.
And that disconnect that you're constantly trying to connect and being worn out by. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, this platform will allow us to do all of that, man. I mean, as you said, going from a boy to a man to a king, the journey continues. It's not a cookie cutter. It's something that continues from the beginning of time to whenever. And when you arrive, you're still learning and you're still moving. So those conversations are very, very, very important for you and your wife to have. And we're gonna get a little bit into, you know, my situation, your situation.
Yeah.
And everybody's different. So that's the benefit, that's the joy of being in a space like this where we can actually have a real conversation about real things and get to be comfortable in our space to do so, man. So I'm super excited to get this rolling, man.
Yeah, man. So
how was that, though? How was that? How was that conversation with you and wifey? Because
it was a relief.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right? Sometimes as a married man, right, you'll take on things to be like, you know what, that just comes because how she was raised.
Right, yeah.
Or you would say, you know what, she didn't have a good blueprint. Or you'll say, you know what, we'll break through that later. Or you'll say, you know, you will convince yourself of some truths that's not true.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you just say, I'm going to accept my situation for what it is, and I'm just going to, my mindset was, this is my mind, I was going to just endure it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And here's the thing, there's no domestic violence.
Right.
There's no financial situation. It's just those little nuances of conversations that shift the energy, the vibe, or it blocks you from truly being intimate, not just sexually. But like that's intimate to like where like the smell of you, like, cause that's what we on now. Like, bro, I told my wife just the other day, I was like, yo, I fell back in love. You know what I mean? And here's a tough pill to swallow. I actually told her, I think I'm in love for the first time.
Really?
Because I never really went through that phase. And because I was such an arrogant, prideful athlete, I always had women kind of interested in me. So I always kind of had a pick of what I wanted to entertain.
Right, yeah.
And because of that, I never fell in love with a woman. I was on hooping. And I was going for my dreams and building my family, but I never would like had this emotional like connection to somebody deeply. I married my wife because I was very practical about it. Like, bruh, she's college graduate.
Right.
You know, she's smart. She's spiritual. She's value-based when it comes to family.
Right.
She's consistent. She don't be walking around her cussing and fussing and trying to be all in spotlight. Like, she's low-key, but she can, you know, she's strong. So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I like her and I love her.
Yeah, of course.
But not on what I'm on now.
Right.
But I think it took all what I've been through and all that I've gone through and what we've gone through to even appreciate what I have 20 years later.
And so that's by definition, boy, man, king. So you come from a mindset of being a boy, and when you're younger, you have a certain perspective on relationships. She's bad, she's fine. Like, this is the girl I want to be with. And you become a man. Those responsibilities of manhood are thrown, and you're thrust into a situation. And now you really, really, really get to peel back all these layers for you and your wife, for you to really, really know who each other are, the smells, the intimacy. Yeah, she's still your wife. She's still you still attracted to her. You still in love with her. But now you get a different level of intimacy, and that's huge, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this podcast is going to speak to, man.
And that's why I feel like I was so necessary to have a conversation, because here's the thing. I realize I'm like an anomaly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I realize that as a man, I can't go to a group of men and we could just share the same.
No.
I felt like I was by myself in a bliss.
Right. Yeah.
And I looked at all my fellas and all my network and all my connections. They're like, bruh, shoot, bro, I'm hanging in there, bruh.
Trying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, she ain't trying to let me see my kids,
right.
or I'm kind of doing some craziness right now. I'm out here wilding. I don't have no connection with nobody. I'm trying to figure it out. Or I'm dealing with a separation. I'm dealing with a divorce.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to find a brother. We can get to a place where we say, bro, I'm in mad love.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a grown man. I'm in mad love with my bro. I finally am operating emotionally like a king. Because what makes you a king is that you got a queen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so what makes you a man is sometimes different titles, you know what I'm saying, different descriptions of stuff. But you can't be a king until you have a queen.
I mean, I hear you on that. I hear you.
Because I understand everybody's not in a relationship, married. But I'm just saying the epiphany that I'm experiencing.
Yeah, for sure.
I never had these experiences before. So this is actually a new space for me. So let me go back, man. I want to kind of help the viewers understand like my journey.
Right.
Started, adopted, raised by my incredible parents. Shout out to Clarence and Earlene Crumpler out there in the Ocklawaha, Florida.
You already know.
And man, Southern born, Southern bred, you know, country, going to church every Sunday, playing outside all day, high and go seat, you know what I'm saying? Red light, green light, you know what I'm saying? Water getting higher, double dutch, hopscotch, you know what I'm saying? Throw the rock over the highest pole.
No marbles? Y'all play marbles back then? That weren't your thing.
Nah, Florida boys, we gonna play Killer Man.
Okay, we gonna Killer Man.
Killer Man is where you throw the ball up. Whoever catches the football, they gotta run to the touchdown, and everybody gets to kill them. So like just one against everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Killer Man, bike riding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had a very rich Southern old school upbringing. Got whoopers all the way till I was 13. You know what I'm saying? Had to get my licks, bro.
Of course.
And I had a great committed parent-based family structure. Like I'm grateful, forever grateful. But I had some incredible struggles as a boy. Because one thing that was obvious with my situation, it was obvious that I was adopted.
Okay.
And it was obvious that I was different. So my insecurities was big. Like I had mad insecurities. So I was fussing and cussing and fighting and stealing just to fit in.
Sure. Yeah.
Just to fit in. And the habits that came with that, the trauma that came with that, the perceptions that came with that, bro, it carried into my young adulthood. You know what I mean? And I truly know if I didn't have Jesus Christ in my life to understand that, bro, I had to pause and think. I had to pause and pray. I had to pause and reflect. Because before I'm just constantly trying to validate my existence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know the hood blood raw. Like it wasn't like somebody broke down and told and explained to me that I was adopted. My cousin's like, that ain't your mama. Look at your hair.
Yeah, you knew kids.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look how dark skinned your daddy is. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I was like, shut up. You don't know what you talking about. I already know because my mama told me that ain't your mama. And so I run out crying like, well, they said you ain't my mama. Come on, baby, let me sit down. Let me tell you something. And she kind of told me, but all I could process, bro, is that I wasn't yours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what that carried. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, I had that experience, and when I reflect back, bro, all of my hard conversation to have with my wife 30 plus years later was started with that insecure boy back in Oklawaha. I
mean, and you kind of now have a responsibility to us other brothers who are going through struggles. My childhood was similar in terms of, you know, grew up, both parents. My dad's a pastor. My mom, she was a police officer. So I understood that regimented, you gonna do what I say, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? Of course, throughout my journey, I always had an aspiration to have what my parents had. I'm not married. I'm newly divorced. I think it's about 3 or 4 years now. We can kind of get into that, you know, as these podcasts develop. But I always had an aspiration to have family. My brother, I got an older brother, 5 years older than me. He's married, been married 20 plus years. So for me, marriage was the token in terms of what I wanted to achieve for my family. Obviously, it didn't go that way. Got divorced, had some challenges there with co-parenting. Of course, you know, this is why Boy, Man, King is important, because your situation is your situation. My situation is my situation. And I'm pretty sure everyone across the spectrum can relate to either me or you in that particular way. And this platform will allow us to be able to peel back those layers and help to develop man across the board, man. Yeah. But personally, I always wanted to be married. Yeah. I knew that from day one. My parents been married almost 50 years now. You know, my mom and dad. And I got a younger sister. She was adopted, so I can kind of relate somewhat to your experiences, knowing what she went through as a kid and trying to, you know, find her own identity and doing things just to get attention. She's now well established. She's a lawyer. She lives in Scotland. She's got 2 kids of her own. So I know how that plays out as well. Not intimately, but of course I've seen those experiences. Yeah. But that identity for me as a man, over time, is definitely impacted by my ideals and how my dad raised me and how I aspire to be what he had. Yeah. And so even me banging my head against the wall in my own relationship that ultimately led to, you know, its demise through divorce, which obviously, you know, some people would say, you know, divorce is something that, you know, the church kind of frowns upon. But at the end of the day, you know, I still have to develop me as a man so that I can now, you know, infuse those beliefs into my son, sort of thing. So, you know, this podcast, these conversations, everything we're going to cover between episode 1 to episode 601, we're going to try to, you know, give people a platform to be able to share their experiences, man.
And I want to speak, bro, to what you talked about, the identity. Because that's really what this is all about.
Identity.
It's having these conversations and talking about more or less these identity crises
Sure.
that we're having as men, bro. Like the epiphany part of what I said earlier about me and my wife, I had fully embraced before that moment happened.
Right.
I stopped living up to the identities. I actually apologized for my wife for giving her the belief of the Superman complex of me.
Yeah.
I said, baby, I set you up. I did.
Right.
I promised this. I talked this talk. I walked this walk. I acted like I had it all together and I could do everything. And I lied to you. I apologize. You know what I am? I'm a human.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm a human.
And those are the pressures that men feel day to day. I too had that same pressure.
Yeah, bro.
Like I can't be everything to everyone. And so fortunately for you, you occupy a space with your wife where now you guys can have that open conversation and you can apologize and you can actually transition to a space where she sees you more as the human that you are.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And not in a judgmental way, because that's the issue. The issue is sometimes when you're very intimate with somebody is if I be vulnerable, you're going to use it against me to take shots.
Understanding and empathy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
man.
So I even confessed to her, you know why I never went really deep with you? Because I didn't feel safe.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was like, damn, what's about me that you didn't feel? I said, I don't know. On a prayer line, I felt safe, but I didn't really feel safe with you.
Sure.
So I didn't really go all the way there because I was afraid you would take it. And you know what I mean? And so for me, just confessing my truth and honoring my own humanity, you know what it did? It allowed her to reciprocate that.
Yeah, yeah.
And here I'm thinking, she's tripping. And what it really showed me was, no, you never live authentically.
Right.
You never walked in your complete truth.
Yeah.
And so everybody else was responding to what you was presenting.
Right, right.
Including her.
Yeah.
And so, bro, and over time, we just been having a bunch of aha moments of stuff that was 15 years ago. Stuff that was there at the very beginning. Stuff that we've been holding on for 12, 10 years.
That's amazing, man.
And it's like, so it's one thing for me to, be a child, go through college, become a man. But what I'm experiencing now, the reason why I want to do this podcast, the reason why I want to have these conversations is because it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
So I go through this process of staying strong enough, long enough, honoring my commitments, hanging in there as a man. I'm thinking once I get to this aha moment and I literally, emotionally, psychologically, right, relationally feel so good as a man, just being a human being, not posturing, not presenting, not performing.
Being you.
Just being
Chris Crumpler.
Just being present, bro.
Yeah.
Just being Crump. And that's fully accepted. I'm looking around to see the other men. They bright, bro, I ain't even close to that.
Yup.
Like almost every single man I talk to, if we keep it all the way a buck, if we keep it all the way 100, bro, they not even close. And that's why me and you be rapping about some of that stuff. So
Sure.
Yeah.
And if you look at the younger generation, they even farther away. These cats ain't trying to get married. They don't even know. Like right now.
Oh my God,
bro. I want to have as many girls as I can get. I got an 18-year-old son, and I consistently have to tell him, look, D, it's all right to be a man. It's all right to have one woman, but it's also all right to save yourself for marriage and don't follow the trend.
They on that thing like, yo, bro, the Instagram, the devil.
What?
God, dog, bro.
Media, bro.
Bro, you do a wrong scroll, it's a wrap for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That algorithm got you, but you try to do your search ministry, and then she go. You like, God, bro, help me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? Bro, like, this thing is real out these streets, bro.
It's real,
and
real, man.
I had to have a frank conversation with my son because I was like, yo, bro, what you're dealing with as far as the influence of a constant...
Unprecedented.
Bro, like, there's a technology out there that has a pixel algorithm attacking my son. Yep. That's a real thing. Like, we're not making this up. Like, there's PJ, Jake, it's a real thing, bro. The internet literally has systems in place that if you search something, it's cheat code.
There you go.
You search something, bro, they pixel your phone and they pixel your likes and they literally target marketing to influence you, and the more you touch stuff, the more you search stuff, the more they double down on what they're gonna send you. Man, and you're thinking like, you're thinking like, yeah, I had a thought on Google, and you search it, you don't realize Google done stored your last 50 searches, and then they feed your Google searches based on what you've been searching. So it's not a real resource. It's a resource that's going to influence you to bring out the biggest vice in you to spend money, to stay distracted. And I was like, yo, I never had to deal with that monster.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And low-key, just trying to manage it now, me and my wife just figuring it out, because you realize you got to have a plan for social media.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know why we went there, bro.
I mean, again, we're going to cover a lot of this stuff.
Because I do want to talk about what you said when we're struggling with this as men, right? And we're being honest. We're saying, look, bro, I actually just want to be a human. Like, I'm tired of the titles.
Yeah.
I'm tired of performing.
I'm just me.
Bro, I'm who I am, and I only want to rock with people who can accept who I am, bro. Like, that's it. Nothing else. Everything else is just extra. But you talk about the previous generation and the trauma and the influence and the exposure and the manipulation and the algorithms that's messing with their mind, bruh.
They need this more than ever, man.
So what Boy Man King is out to do as a mission is create a rites of passage between the boy and the man, between the father and the son, between the man and his household, between the man and his family, between the man and his marriage. We just want to create these services and support and community and conversations to give you the sauce, to give you the blueprint, to give you the game, so that you can win in your private life, not personal life. Because people mix personal and professional all the time, but they miss not having a discussion about that private boy. See, personal is what you're doing in your personal time. Private is what you're doing in here.
And your thoughts that turn into actions.
Talk to me.
Thoughts that turn into actions.
Bro, I just had to apologize to my wife last night and this morning. I had to apologize to her because I wasn't hearing her. Not hearing her from a conversation that was yesterday, but not hearing her from a conversation that was existing from 10 years ago to yesterday.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I had to really reconcile the narrative that I told myself that wasn't true, that I put on her.
Sure.
To just receive.
Yeah.
And I had to come full grips with that and apologize to her. You know what I'm saying? And so...
And those are not easy conversations to have, man.
Yeah, but
they can be.
No, but it's not. Because remember, we wasn't having these conversations.
Right.
You got to get to a point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
Of pretending.
Yeah.
Of even to your wife, even to your children.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just in a space, and I pray, man. I actually pray that God keeps me here. I'm in a space where I'm completely honest in everything and everyone that I do. I'm a full Crump self. If you call me Crump, you know everything about Crump. You know I joke. You know I banter. You know I take shots.
Sure.
You know I'm a brass leader.
Yeah.
You know I'm straight results driven. I'm made up in my mind. We're gonna do it. We're gonna figure it out. But what I've learned too is that I love being pampered. You know, I do have a jealous spirit in me. I do struggle with my pride and my ego. I do get scared sometimes, but I never tell anyone.
You're a man. That's
what I'm saying.
We all struggle with these things, bro. We all struggle at different levels with pride, with ego, with being pampered. That's why these conversations, because the world will have you believe that a man is just supposed to be strong and upright and not show emotion and be the breadwinner and not fall in love. I remember when I heard E talking about his I think he said his whip. We call it whipped in Bermuda, but his what's the term we use for completely and utterly devoted to your partner to be
covenant.
There you go. And people look at that as that like it's a deficit, as though you're not supposed to be fully and utterly into your woman.
Yeah, he was saying that he was cookie. Somebody said he was cookie whipped.
He was cookie whipped. That's cookie whip. I know I heard something right.
Hey, listen. Hey, what's powerful about that story, man? We all share in this ministry. In this group of men, all of us have our big bro mentor, Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T. the Hip Hop
Yeah.
Preacher. Shout out to you, bro. We love you.
Prayer Wars Global.
Prayer Wars Global. Shout out. You know what it
know.
is. But one of the stories that he tells that really like hit me as a man, as I'm trying to figure out this thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm having these conference calls because I'm literally trying to figure this out. Like I'm actually kind of low key clueless. And my man goes, he was mopping and he was mopping a certain way, but I guess his wife had said something to him while his boy was there, but then she went and left. So my man waits for his wife to leave or whatever. He was like, yo, bro, you really cookie whipped. He was like, man, you didn't know? I kept it a secret. You know what I mean? But for somebody like him to be at the stature that he is, to just be saying that just a few short years ago, but now he in Dubai in 2 weeks for just chilling with his wife, doing whatever they want to do. He's like, yeah, I'm just out here. I just feel like staying out here till February.
Let me be cookie with.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's gonna take me.
I'm gonna be out here flying first class with my wife, enjoying Dubai for 3 weeks because we just feel like it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
sure.
So I'm like, bro, it's levels to it.
Right.
But my thing is, bro, when he talks like that as a man you respect and admire and is successful, is saying 25 years in the game, I got to get my mopping game right. You know, even when he celebrated his 50th birthday on the gram, he was talking about doing the mop dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, but you don't know what that's doing for somebody who says, look at this guy, right? And he's still on, bro, I got to make sure that my wife is good.
Yeah, man.
And I don't care what none of y'all think about it. And I don't care what none of y'all think about how I dress or how I wear my stuff or what I do. Bro, that is such a relief to see somebody publicly love God, right? But be a man and don't be unapologetic about what he do and why he do, bro.
Because it's contrary to what the world wants to see.
Everything is a present. Everything is a perform. Everything is to act like.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, that ain't keeping it 100, bro.
No. That spirit of humility, man, what gets it done all day and twice on Sunday.
Talk to me.
Because it keeps you in a space where you're willing to just receive, and be a service and be a resource for everybody in your immediate circle. You know what I'm saying? And that's that boy, man, king.
And here's the deal with it. We talk about that secret sauce. So first of all, we talked about identity, realize like, bro, you know what your title is? You know what your title is? You're a human.
Yeah, first.
You're a human, bro. That's your title. And some of the secret sauce now to make you sweet as a human is humility. Because when you say that, because you know my pride, boy, that's your hey, every time I wake up, you know who else wakes up? My pride. Like every time, bro, I'm like, bro.
And sometimes your pride goes before you. Sometimes your pride presents itself before you.
But I be in the bed like, bro, you can stay asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to go live my day. Like, bro, you got to get out the bed. He like, nah, bro, I'm coming with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I got to, all right, listen, bro. This the play for you today. Get in my back pocket and shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't wake up every day strategizing how to deal with my pride, bro, he would literally show up in every instance of my life and ruin it.
Ruin everything.
You know what I mean? That I'm trying to build. So that self-awareness, another thing as a king gotta be. You know what I'm saying? That self-awareness, boy, that's critical for you to even accept the fact that you're dealing with pride. To even accept the fact that you got to work on your humility. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you're human. No other reason, bro.
We giving out a lot of game on this. We giving out a lot of game, bro. A lot of game.
Yeah, hey, straight Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Straight Fortnite 5.0.
What was it? Remember the up, left, right, BA start back in the day.
Contra. That was Contra.
That's Contra.
Contra. Hey, that Contra.
We're giving out the cheat codes,
man.
And that's what we need, man.
Hey, listen, because here, bro, it ain't fun if my homeboys can't have none. The reason why I'm sharing, bro, because I know dudes are suffering in silence.
For sure.
Chizzy, I know for a fact, man, like, what's up, bro? We shoot hoop at LA Fitness. We chopping it up, and you going home, and it's like you lonely as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you lonely as hell, but low-key you scared. Because if you told your true, authentic self, even in your own home,
you feel like people want to accept you.
They
people
won't
look at you
accept
some
you,
type
bro.
of way. Yeah, man.
And people are, man, bro, you trapped in your own crib and you're a free man, but you're not free, bro.
That's.
And I know what that feels like.
And that's not how God wants it to live.
No.
So it's like we have a responsibility. And I'm not saying we're sitting here with the ultimate truth.
No.
We are mechanisms to be used for the purpose of bringing men, boys, and kings to the table for a platform, man. Like, we have to continue to be that. With great gifts come great responsibility. So we gonna champion that cause, man. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, man. So look, thank you guys for tuning in. That's a great way to close it out, man. Boy Man King podcast. Check you guys next time. Let's go.
Peace.